What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Blueprints. In the last episode, we started entering this Mount Holly Blueprints puzzle. It's the most insane-looking thing in the entire game. The last little... We were solving some more Ajay boxes. We've been getting some letters and names. Or, sorry, we're getting letters. We've been getting letters that make up words. And the last thing that we found out was just that we weren't expending steps like we were before, so there might be a correct path, potentially. Or it just stopped taking steps from us. So we've done this side. We skipped one of these, but let's keep going. Oh, that was a step. Okay. Into a room. At least that makes sense. Oh, observatory. And music room. Okay. Okay. Here we got more going on. We got blue, so we need to get blue more around. This is going to make it go south. We can flip ones. Okay. So I can kind of already see what I want to do with this. I think I want to get... Let's reset this for a second. Okay, so... I need to get the purple flipped, which means I need to put this down. Which means I can do that. I can flip this. I can get... Honestly, we're pretty close. If I just did this... The only thing I need to do here is just get... I have an idea. Let's go... Maybe I don't have an idea. Hold on. If I want to get a blue up there, I could flip one up there, and the only way I can do that is by putting the green in the center, but putting the green in the center is tough. Now I could put purple in the center. And that would feel the same almost. These are going down. Yeah, that's not gonna work. If I do this... Oh wait, that's it. If I could do this, I move purple to the center, I do that. There we go. Okay. Observatory. In! Okay. More two-letter words. Observatory. In. Alright, we're at 14 steps. We're trying to stay decently cautious. That's code check? What is that in there? Oh, I should check if there's anything up here. Oh. Oh, it's just outside. That's so weird. Huh. Yeah, I mean, we're not even questioning the logical practicality of any of this. It's so weird. Okay. Music room. Same thing. Okay, we have pink though, so that makes me feel a little bit more better about all of this. Let's go with... Well, if I do that, doesn't that just... Oh no, that won't just work. I don't have a row shifter. But if I did this... I could flip blue up to the right positions. If I rotate purple in, and then I have to just get this pink out of there. Better, right? Oh. That's so close. Hold on, wait. If I can get... I have an idea. If I do this... Shouldn't I be able to... Nope, same problem. Hold on. I could do that, which is weird, but might work. Oh, right. Alright, we're just in chaos mode now. Got it. I knew it would work eventually. The pink ones make it an easy and... Oh my god, really? Okay, so... Where are we? Music room? The last 5 words we've gotten are we, the, of, in, the. Crazy. I'm assuming it's going to have to do something with the layout of all of this, but while I'm... Is this a corridor? Yes. Okay, same thing. Well, not exactly the same thing, but... Yeah, the trick here is going to be, do I change the orange into blues? If I just did that, and then... No, that's not going to be... It's too much overlap. I'm trying to get... Oh, this is interesting. If the orange is in the middle, that means the blue will also transform stuff. That could be helpful. Hold on, let's see. And then, if that's now blue, my brain is totally and utterly fried. I got it. I got it. I can't believe I got it. Oh, goodness. Okay. Corridor. Pass. All right. That's at least a word. Corridor is pass. Okay. At 10 steps now. Gotta be careful. Dead end. Yeah, these lanterns are colored pretty specifically. Okay, trophy room. Ooh, red. And we're trying to go for white. Right, so white is going to transform whatever it can around it. Red is going to transform all white into black. All white on the entire board, and all black into red. Which is obviously not ideal. So really, we're not clicking red ever. Because we're getting rid of then all of the white, I think. Yeah, what? How does this work? Yeah, I don't want to turn off any of them. If anything, that's a good start. Because it gives me 3. I have to almost like cut off. How do I make... I'm trying to make a line like this at the start, because if I could do this, I can make double. Can I keep pushing it so that way it lands that way? I think maybe. Yeah, okay, hold on. Got it. Wow. Okay, that was a good one, actually. Right. Okay, that's a direction. We got trophy room. Right. Don't know what any of this is gonna say. I hope it's consistent across runs. That would be my only worry. Okay, we got billiards room over here. We're at 6 steps. Red. Okay, interesting. So we want maybe to turn both of those squares white if possible. Okay, that's not working. How about if... Oh, if we put a blue square in the center for a white square, that might... No, wait. No, is that gonna work? Because the blue square in the reacting to the white square in the center is just going to turn off. But if it's gray in the center... Let's see. Can I get it to be where there's a gray square in the center and the blue is touching the white? I need another white, basically, is the answer to the question. Because I need to make more red, then. How did I just turn that blue? Wait, hold on. So that turns... The white turns red. And then blue, reacting to the red rule, changes it to blue, not red. What the fuck? I mean, obviously a black square would be great, but I don't know if that's enough. If I go bang, if I do actually do that, yeah, I can't make more reds there. I fear leaving them behind, but I almost feel like I'm not going to get all of them anyway, so I kind of don't... Oh, we're back to trophy room. Shit, I thought that was a different room. Gymnasium. Okay, another red one, but this one looks a little more simple. Okay, so if we go with red... Trying to get 4 corners to be red, which means I need to transform basically everything here. And the only movement options I have are black to go horizontally. So vertical movement can only happen with the pink squares. So if I can get that to happen... We could do some stuff on the sides, yeah, for sure. Okay. If I did just that... Okay, now I have plenty. But now I've fucked myself because I have it in the center. So, or I don't have it out of the way. So, let's do that again. But just take them out of places I need them. Okay. Yep, done. Cool. 2. Okay, so gymnasium is the word 2. Okay. I wonder if, do we have to make a matrix of letters using the 9x5 grid? Is it another puzzle like that? All right, we have 1 step left. I would love it. What is this, foyer? I think it's probably best that we call it a day back at home base. If I can find it. Holy shit, we have archives. The pool. Gymnasium again. I'm getting lost. Nook, okay. Wait, let me look around. Let me not run through this because if I'm gonna chart this, kitchen, a green one. There's Nook again. I just wonder if it's gonna be the same layout every time. I think the back to home is here. Yeah. Okay. So. Oh. Okay, this is a huge thing. What happens now? How? because I did put the watering can back, so I could theoretically do that again. Oh, the game crashed. Okay. Um, yeah, I had that crash a couple episodes ago. That's really interesting. I might actually hold off on recording more. Um, maybe we go back. I'm going to pause this for now, and I'm going to actually come up with a little map, and maybe we could just talk about what that means. Will take me a little bit, so we will see when I do that. And we're back. All right, so this is our blueprints master document, as you recognized, obviously, with my numeric core generator. So it took a couple days. It's been a little bit since what you just saw happened to try to figure out exactly how I wanted to dictate this. But I came up. Well, I started here. Let's do this. So this is what I ended up doing. I ended up using Google Sheets, which is kind of in my opinion, it's kind of a nutcase way to do this, but it was the only way that I could kind of make sense of it. This is going to look like a whole lot of nothing, but basically, if you could, you might start getting a sense of it as you go through it, and the more I did it, the more I started to get a really strong idea. I was going to record this, but it took so long to do this. I think it took about 2 hours to just do this. And there's other stuff, so I'll explain in a second. So basically what I did was I rewatched all the footage from the past 2 episodes and created a map of what we actually saw. So all the colors are obviously the lamps or the lanterns that were hanging around the hallways. And then each of these gray boxes, as listed, is the rooms in which we saw in each of these spaces. I have borders here, but I didn't do I should have used a thicker border, but it's fine. There are technically borders here as to where there's a wall and where there's an opening in a wall. So basically, we start here, right? We start at this bottom point here, and roughly what we did was we kind of made our way up. We checked in at the entrance, some of the drawing room gallery, and we kind of like bipped and bobbed around here. Kind of came up through this left side. This was as far as we got until we started really running out of steps, and then we kind of made our way all the way back down and around. I did some silly things, and I didn't look into some rooms at some point. There were some rooms that we definitely skipped, and I just did not even look in. I could make a somewhat educated guess of what I think they were based on even the door to the room, but I didn't look. But doing this made me realize some interesting things. Actually, something that I obviously would not have known if I had just kind of taken the run at face value. I think some things are going to be immediately obvious. First of all, if you could see, this looks like the house. And I think that should be obvious, right? The area is called the rough draft, which makes me think that this is somewhat similar to how the house actually works. The structure of this looks to be identical to how the house is laid out. So if you think about this as a box, there are 5 rooms across with 9 rooms vertically, which we haven't confirmed. But if you look at the way that the rooms are laid out here, look at it. So we have rooms with a lantern in between and on its sides, at maximum 5 lengthwise, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 height-wise. And I could not, there was no ability to confirm, or at least I didn't see a way to confirm how much higher to go from here, and it might go higher, which is totally valid. But as of right now, I've seen a 9x5 grid, which is what we should expect from the house. Ooh, hello, something just Did you all see that? That was weird. Okay, but so that's basically what we looked at, right? We saw this. Yeah, actually, wait, what just updated? Because that made that look so much better. Okay, well, I didn't do anything there. That's so weird. Okay, oh, it zoomed in. That's what it did. Okay, weird. Okay, maybe it zooms in when I highlight something like that. Weird. All right. Well, anyway, so this is what we saw. It's a little bit hard to grasp, I think, by looking at it, which is why I did something else, which you'll see in a second. What I did also here, though, is swap in the names of the words that we managed to figure out with the rooms that we found them in. So we have not all of them, unfortunately, but we have, right past the light in we seek of the lies. So by doing that, made me think that it operates similar to how the painting puzzle in the very beginning of the game worked, where we're going to get a message if we line up all the rooms side by side, and have, we'll have a 45-word message, assumedly, right? So the goal, I think, in my opinion, is to try to get at least that message complete. So we have to have enough steps to be able to get all the way up to the top of the house and read the full message. So that's cool. That's a goal. But then there's also the colors, right? So this is the thing that I think I was mostly trying to map out for, not really even the rooms. Obviously, it helps, but there's almost a path. There's almost a path. Now, I've put in some walls here that I was just guessing on, but I don't think that there are a lot of walls in general. I think mostly a lot of these intersections are pretty open. There's a couple of moments where there's a corner, like this area here up in the top left, but for the most part, there's never really truly a dead end. There's always going to be some adjacent room that we can cross through, which is great. So that said, I was kind of thinking about what does it mean to have these colors, right? What do all the colors represent? We obviously know that these are all colors that represent the different types of rooms, but what does it mean in the context of this puzzle? Does it mean that if I'm crossing into an orange room that it's a hallway? No, clearly not, because this is this entrance, for example, is entrance to gallery, or this is gallery to dining room. Obviously, that doesn't work. So it has nothing to do with the relationship between the rooms that are around it. So what could it mean instead? Well, the orange makes it the most obvious, I think. If you look at how the orange is laid out, just based off what we have, look, there's a path between all around the orange that almost could work if you drew a line. Now, I don't know actually if I could draw a line on Google Sheets like this, but if you follow from archives down, there's actually almost a path that could cross within rooms, that create, like, you could draw a single unbroken line between some of these rooms that can make you get all the way to the end. What I'm curious about is that continuous, right? Can I draw a line from the start to the end with one color? I'm curious about that. And that's going to be really hard to test because obviously when we're going into rooms, we don't know whether there's going to be a lantern on the other side of it that has a color, and without checking. So it's going to require a lot of mapping. What I'm also assuming is that this is going to change. Because this is too perfect and runs are so different. I'm assuming that this is going to change just based on how this is looking. This is randomly generated, which sucks because it means that this whole thing is going to be not this again, which is why I've called this draft 1 in my tab here. So the last thing that I did, because of the structure of all this, is I stripped out all of the specific information and made this. So this, and I have to zoom back out, I think, for this. So this is, I think, what we're going to deal with every single time. So this is the base, what I called it, but this is really like the foundational element of what this is going to look like. Every single time we enter this atelier, and this hallway assumedly is going to be empty, because the first time we saw it, it was empty and there was a wall here. I don't know if that's always going to be true, but that's what we have to figure out. There will be a grid of at least 45 rooms. There could be more on the sides. We found the left edge, but there could be a right edge. We didn't confirm that. And there could be more above it. But relatively, this is the structure. So what we're looking for is to fill in each of these blue spaces with what the color is in every single scenario, which will be difficult and will be likely impossible in one run. Now, the thing that we have to check in this next set of things is a couple things. Are the words the same no matter what the room is? Are the colors the same, and are the walls the same? If anything is the same, we'll put it into this base layer map, and we'll make that our full-on guidepost for the rest of this playthrough. Yeah. So that's that. That's what I was working on. Now, I have not played the game, obviously, since picking this up. This has been the thing that I've been working on. So the only way to know is to keep trying. And I'm a little worried about how easy or difficult it's going to be to set up all the conditions to get back to the atelier. So we're going to be extremely careful to make sure that that's always possible. And try to give ourselves as many steps as possible, because that's the one thing I didn't know going in to this run, was that obviously I need as many steps as possible. So we should draft kitchen, we should draft sauna if possible, we should draft secret garden with maybe even conference room, do as many things right off the bat that are possible, even master bedroom. Right, because doesn't master bedroom give you a step for every room in the house? Like, that would be brilliant. But the trade-off is obviously how much of the house should we draft before hitting this room, because then we're wasting steps. So it's a huge strategy play just to be able to get access to this puzzle. I also don't know if the game glitched, because that's the last thing that I was curious about. Is at some point we stopped expending steps when we were walking in the hallways around the rooms. So I don't know if that was always the case and I was just expending steps when I walked into one of the rooms itself. But for sure we lost steps in this bottom area, because when I first walked in, I lost like 3 or 4 steps going in and 3 or 4 steps coming out. So that must be some sort of like safety barrier to like prevent me from doing some weird trick. I don't know exactly why that does that, but that is what I discovered. So yeah, that is the discovery at this point. I think at this point, I had 20 minutes on the previous episode, or 20 minutes on this previous chunk of the episode that you had already seen. Maybe we try to zoom into a new run now and see if we actually can just start a run right away. Only one way to find out. So here we go. Let's start a next run of Blueprints. What's up? All right, we are back. Okay, so we should be smart with this. So I know I put the watering can back in coat check. So that's good. So that helps us out. Maybe we should start drafting this room before we leave. Perfect. Coat check is there. We should check about watering can, whether it has the water in it. We know it has the water in it because we left it that way, but what we have to figure out is it refilled? I suppose we should try that first. So retrieve item. I don't know if there's a way to check how much. Yeah, it looks like it refills, which is so nice. The only thing that we have to do now is just make sure that we have what we need. What was I going to say? Oh, so now I guess we should check if secret passage populates out here. Because if not, that means if we don't... Oh, this is so... If we don't call it a day in here, that means we can't save it for whatever the next day is. Okay, that does work. All right, so we do this. Oh, and I don't ever have to color it again. Is that true? Oh, that's brilliant. So I don't even have to... Okay, so all I have to do is put the secret passage outside. Is that the move? I think it is. That's really good. Now, I wonder... I feel like I shouldn't go back in the house. That's just wasting steps. Let's just continue forward. Okay, now, this is going to be this is the most important run I think I've had in a long time. Just trying to figure out what changes. Okay, is this... Okay, this is actually really important. Is this accurate to what I was looking at? I'm actually just gonna pull it up on my phone as to not... I've, as you well have known at this point, I have had way too many problems with visual things on this playthrough. So I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone, and I will have a copy of this up on the screen for you. So I have gallery, corridor, solarium. Okay, the solarium's a room I missed, but kitchen, yeah, this is accurate. This is what I have. And now, hold on, let's check and just make sure that screenshot-wise, ballroom, is that what's there? It is, that's the same. Okay, so maybe the house doesn't change. If the house doesn't change, that is wonderful. Okay, so yeah, that would make this so much easier if the house doesn't change. So, let's pull up, I'm just pulling up the map from the last time, and now we just have to confirm whether stuff has fully changed. What I'm gonna do is actually go right here. 63. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do is copy... Oh, what do I want to do here? Let me... Because I've seen, I think, a little bit of this. I think what I'm going to do is just try to fill in the base map and fill it in as we go. Okay, so I have a red... I have red here, followed by yellow, red, and that looks like 2 oranges. I might need a second computer for this. I have a laptop. I wonder if that actually would help. That's an orange. Okay. And now, does that match with what I had before? It does. Okay, so in this row, or sorry, in this column, I had red. I never saw that yellow, but I did see the following 2. And actually, there, according to my map, there should be a purple even further. Which it does, in fact, look like that's accurate. So that's amazing. So I now can make a master map of this whole thing. So I have red, yellow, red, orange, double orange, then a purple. Okay. And then it seems like then there's a wall, which makes sense. That's harder to do on mobile. Damn it. Okay, so yeah, it seems okay. I have that. Now let's just go. Let's keep walking. It doesn't look like I've used steps yet, which is amazing, or anything else. Blue. Wait, there is a blue. I used blue on my base sheet because I never saw one, but that's really interesting. Okay, so here we see a blue. That is accurate. I'm gonna... Oh, do I even just change the blue? Let me make it a darker blue so I know that that's correct. And then we have two reds. And then what looks like a wall. Which I'm actually just gonna, for the time being, make it a black square. Okay. And now, I'm not gonna walk into any rooms yet. I think that this is actually super helpful. Holy shit. Okay, we got orange and then a lot of reds. So let's go orange. Now, if I play my cards right, I might be able to actually walk into almost every single one of these rooms. Right? Because I have enough steps at this point. There's definitely a color in between these. I mean, theoretically, I could just walk it, right? Aha. Okay, so this is storeroom. I should write that down, and I should actually do this because this is going to be the only entrance to this room, right? So storeroom is here. And then let's walk forward. What is this? Vines? What? Wait, hold on. Because I've seen the images. I'm not stupid. I know that there are images in these rooms. Is there a relation? Vine? Oh, it's oh god, no. Oh no. No, it's thorn and horn. Horns, but even still, that's no. There's a letter for every single room. Does that mean there's 2 messages? Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. Okay, so I think I just need oh my god. Okay, what do I even do? I have to write it all down. I have to do every single thing as part of this. Okay, so storeroom. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do here. This map is gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous we're a cartographer. That's literally what we're being asked to do here. I mean, obviously it's a T. That's what I have to put down here. But I'm just trying to figure out the best way to dictate this right now. You know what? For now, what I'm gonna do is continue with the method that I had, which I actually was writing down the words in the notebook that I have. So I'm gonna continue doing that, and I'll update that as we go. So storeroom is the letter T. And then there's a box in here, so we got to do that too. So there's actually 3 elements in every room we need to get. We need to now get a letter, we need to solve the Morajai puzzle, and then we need to figure out what the fuck the room even is and where, like, what's around it. This is crazy. Okay, so Fen areas, we need the reds. We can change all of those to red, which is good. That would help. And this is rotation. Oh, this should be not that bad. I think if we did that, we can rotate every one of the black squares to a corner. If I can get... Oh, wait, actually, if I do this, and then... Yeah, let me use... Okay, that's good, and then... Oh! If I do this... And then this again. Oh my god. Okay, wait, hold on. This is so close. Got it, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast. Okay. So it's the letter T and the word cast. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what I do. Maybe other than the colors, I'll put this in manually so we have a little bit of the experience of figuring out together what it is. The messages. I think that's fun. That's fun for all of that's fun for everybody involved. Okay. Oh, my phone's about to die too. That's going to be fun. I'll probably have to cut this episode off soonish anyway cuz the episode's probably going to get long, but okay. So, where are we at? We're at storeroom. We move up 1, and then this is an orange space here. Yeah, I need to do the borders. So hold on. So we should go with thick border. We're going sides of that. Okay, cool. And then there's a border at the end of this hallway. Why is that not showing up? Google Drive on mobile is not doing it for me. Okay, there we go. And then I can change this guy from before. Sorry, I know this is a nightmare to figure out, but I'm doing this all in real time. Okay, so then there's a room here. Cloister. Okay. With the Arinda, it looks like, in the center. I don't know if that's always how it was. Okay, so cloister is this room. Got it. That's above our orange, yeah, okay. I'm gonna hold off going in there for now, because I'm actually just curious about going to the end here. Because I'm not expending steps right now. I honestly just want to map the lanterns as best as I can. Unless it's a dead end, I'm not gonna map it. I think that's a good rule. Okay, so this is cloister, right? This is cloister. So now here, above cloister, we have orange 3 times. And then what? That looks like purple. And I think we then will have known that, right? The map that we had... Yes, we had 3 oranges and a purple. So we've seen this whole hallway, actually, before. That our previous run had all of it. So, that's good. It's good that information's matching up. Like, that's helpful. We actually... I have to say, considering what I know now, was only off of that first run, I think that we did pretty well for ourselves. Let's check this out. What is this? Is this another hallway? Oh, this is gonna be East Wing hallway, right? So we're on... Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? So we're on East Wing hallway. Okay. Red. This is lavatory. I can't believe it. They made it work. They put a lavatory in here. Okay, so this is a room we should probably go in because it's a dead end. So now this room is only accessible from the bottom. Above me. Oh, I didn't even check. Hold on. Let's not go too fast here. Purple, orange, green? Yes. So there will only ever be 5 across. Because obviously it's a 9x5 house. Or it's a something by 5. We have not... I can't guess that. We have not fully confirmed that it is a 9 by 5 house specifically. Okay, so we see 4 of the lanterns, but not all of them, which means that there's a wall here, which puts that in an interesting position. Now, does that match up? Technically, what row are we in? I didn't ever see it. I don't think I ever saw this green one, but at the end of this hallway should be the kitchen if I have my map correctly. Oh wait, did I not go in? I didn't go in lavatory. So let's do that. Okay, so we have a horse. A horse. A seedling, a plant. Sprout? Is that? Hold on. Sprout? Foal? No. Oh, Jesus. Horse and plant. Sprout feels right. Why does that feel right? Hold on. So we're going lavatory. S-P-R-O-U-T. If I take a letter away, spout, no. S-T, oh, strut. Wow, that's, oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. That's sprut, otherwise, if I take away the O. That feels closer, though. Not trot, right? T-R-O-T. It wouldn't be root, right? These are going to be harder. I obviously, like, I think that's... So if it's seed or seedling... Oy. That's hard. Okay, so it's a plant, seedling, and a horse. So we don't know what the letter is, but we do have a Morajai box. And this one, oh, different edges. Oh, Christ. Okay, so these have to be yellow, and then these have to be green, don't they? Okay, so these aren't doing anything. These aren't doing anything. These aren't doing anything. So only the black is first move. So the only thing I can do is move this yellow up on either direction, which is symmetrical, so it technically doesn't matter which side I do. Now we go... Now I could push this up again. Or I can flip. That would be correct there. In either position here, it would be correct, but I need the other one to be correct also. If I did that, this would turn into black, which isn't... actually, that could be helpful. Although I would rather just do that, personally. And then we could do... if I flip it one more time... Okay, so if... Oh, okay, so, right, and then I have to get a yellow one down here. Let's not forget the goal. One of them is getting down here, so that exists, but I have to move this by the nature of the puzzle. So I'm going to have to take this one down. which means I should... do that. Do that. So now it's back here, which is good. I can get the green down here easily. I want to keep... This one can do this pretty simply. If I do... Wait, hold on. Is this easier than I am thinking? If I do this... If I do this... I just need a yellow down. Which I can do by doing... Oh, I'm close. I'm close, I'm close, I'm close. I could do this. If I move this over, that will now turn yellow. Now I reconnect that. Hold on, I know I'm close. I can then... What am I trying to flip down? The only thing I need to do is move a yellow down. So if I can move that down, oh, I just need to move it over one. Okay. Do that. No, wait, it's the same problem. Fuck! Wait. Hold on. How do I mess with this more? I could just do that, right? And then flip it twice and... Why is that not working? Hold on. Again, that's correct. 2. This has to flip. There we go. Okay. That took way too long. Light. Okay, so we have the word light. Light in the bathroom. And then let's think about horse for a second. Gallop? I'm thinking about horse words, not just horse, right? So, gallop? No. Trot also feels like... If it's just horse, what does that mean? If it's horse... I don't know. That's really hard. It might be super easy to you, but I fully understand if it is. Okay, so let's continue canvassing this side. I'm going to call it here, though, in this episode. As bad as the cliffhangers this is, we've been going on long enough. We're going to pick it up right from here in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see future episodes, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye, everybody.